Hi. Okay, so this is completely impromptu. I have nothing planned. Like actually nothing planned. Usually I like to prepare just a little bit of something. So that I feel like secure in my knowledge that I am doing something right. But in this case, I had nothing planned. I still have nothing planned. And hi. Hi, Mew Mew. It feels weird saying it as if it's my name. That's weird. It's fine. Hi, Uni. Hello, hello. Oh my god. See, the thing is, right? Because I had nothing absolutely at all planned, I'm giving you guys the power to decide what I do, which honestly, maybe I shouldn't be giving this much power to my fans. Well, technically, you're my friends, so. Doesn't matter, does it? Oops. So I have no idea what we're doing. The only reason this is on my like gaming overlay instead of the normal overlay is because what if we accidentally decide to play a game, and that way, like if we want to play a game, we can. You get what I mean, right? Yeah, that's it. That's what I mean. Haha, ha. But my point being, right? I don't really know why I suddenly wanted to stream. I just did. I also feel like part of it is compensation for like completely passing out yesterday. Like I didn't sleep at night because I haven't been able to sleep properly the past like 2 weeks or something. But it's getting worse. So yeah, maybe I should be concerned, but I finally decided, like, yesterday I got a migraine, and then I woke up after, like, basically sleeping through the whole day. Not really sleeping, I was more like passed out, like, literally no one could wake me. And yes, somebody did try. I was just, like, so passed out, no one was able to wake me. And apparently that was a cause for concern. But this has happened before. It's not new in the most new way possible. So, like, it's not really a lot of concern. It's just that my sleep schedule has been out of whack, forcing me to get sick every once in a while in my life, you know? But in the end, today I decided I'm just not gonna sleep since I wasn't able to sleep through the night. I'm just not gonna sleep in the day either. Like, I'm not even gonna. Nah. We will power through with willpower and the power of caffeine, you know? That really helps. It does. Trust me, I know. That's how I'm awake right now. I would have passed out already. But compensation aside, I felt really bad. I woke up and I was like, oh no. Well, at least I posted like an announcement somewhere. I would have felt even worse if I just like dropped off the earth, you know? Because that would have been bad. That's not a good thing to do. I don't want to make anyone alarmed. So yeah. Anyways, we've come to the conclusion that I am kind of irresponsible sometimes. And when it comes to myself, like, I'm often irresponsible with my own health, and I know that, and I'm doing very little to try and make a difference there, because it usually doesn't work out well. So yeah. But anyways, what do? You should tell me. We can chat, or we can play a game, discuss some important things, or I don't know what else. What else can we do? I don't have any poetry prompts, so that's definitely out of the question. I could totally just write a song. I mean, like a background music sort of situation. Or the option is play different games. Or like there's another option because I have this interesting book and I could read it to you guys. Because that would also be fun. If we decide not to like play a game or do anything that requires me to show like a screen, then I'm just gonna make myself bigger like this. Like this. Yes, indeed. But that is if there's no requirement for me to like show my screen. So if there is, then we have a different beast on our hands, you know? But yeah. See, I mean, like, I'm not really blaming you. This was completely impromptu, so I don't expect anyone to know what to do. I don't feel like playing a game because the only games that I can think of are Ori and the Will of the Wisps, or Ori and the Blind Forest, or Valorant. And Valorant is just not really fun right now, okay? I'm not gonna lie, but there's only so much of a game that I can play like Valorant, and once you start to get annoyed at the content, you're like just annoyed at the content. There's not much that comes out of Valorant in this case. Why am I covering my... Yeah, whatever, it's fine. But yeah, in the end, I don't think playing a game is what we're gonna end up doing. It's just gonna be like us chatting, chilling, because that's also fun. I love chatting. I mean, I do that. Like, I'm still astonished by the fact that people can actually listen to me talk for like an hour straight without actually... I mean, no, it's happened before that there was this one night that we were on VC, a bunch of people, and I was the only one talking, and I talked for 6 hours straight, and I was just like, who's interested in listening to me for 6 hours? That's a long time. I always think the tolerance that people have for me is like maximum for 10 minutes, because even then I question like, what are you hearing? What are you hearing in me that like is making you interested? Because I don't know. But I also have like 0, -10 self-esteem. If we're going from 1 to 10, I mean 0 to 10, and like counting the negative in that space as well, in that scale. I have -10 self-esteem. I have 0 self-esteem. You know? So, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Am I like, what do the things I say actually sound interesting? This is a genuine question. I'm not fishing for compliments or anything. I feel like that's important to clarify, because I've seen multiple people who do this as in a way to fish for compliments, which is really weird. Because like, my memory is too short for me to care about what you said 10 days ago. But they'll be like, did I say something so weird like that a few days ago, like that you like and I'm like, bro, like, I don't remember. I don't have space in my brain. It's full. It's overfull. I'm relying on sheer like willpower to like not have it blow up, you know? I'm talking about my brain, and I mean that. Oh my god, there's a funny story related to my brain. So there was this one time where my dad insisted that we go to this like doctor. I say doctor in like air quotes because I'm not really sure if that was a medical professional, but they were doing some sort of scan. Like, it was a body scan, and yeah, I know it sounds sketchy because it was. So for that scan, you had to like fast for 2 days. You weren't really allowed to eat much of anything, if at all. And so we had to eat like idli. And if you don't know what idli is, it's like a fermented it's made from fermented lentils and rice, and you like put it, like you make it into a paste and then you steam it. It's tasty, but when you think about eating it for 2 days straight without any accompaniment, with any sort of like soup, stew, anything, you're gonna wanna not eat it for the rest of your life. Trust me, because I still don't eat it a lot at all. I just avoid it like it's the plague, you know? But so you fast for 2 days, and you have to go and like they like hook some, like they make you like wear some weird headphones, and they make you look at a computer, like a screen, and then the screen flashes weird colors that supposedly scans your body. You're not allowed to have any metal around it, so you take off all of your metal stuff. And I had braces on at that time. They were like, nah, it's okay. I mean, like, honestly, that is enough. I'm glad that you find me talking this much fun, because okay, to be fair, I know a lot of people who find my talk, like whatever I say, fun, but like I just cannot believe them because like I have said, I have zero self-esteem, like less than zero self-esteem, if that makes any sense. Because I have like a lot of insecurity issues that I'm trying very hard to be better about. Back to the story about my brain, because this one's actually interesting. So yeah, they like scan your body through without any like scanning equipment. Like it's not like an MRI or anything. Okay, it's not a CAT scan, it's not a PET scan. It's just like you look at a screen, it flashes with colors. You're wearing like headphones type of thing, and you're like, okay, I have no idea what's going on. But because my dad was like, nope, you have to, and I was like, I literally don't care, but fine, since you insist. So I got it scanned, right? And oh my god, what came out of that scan was really funny, because like even right now my mom teases me about it, so like it obviously was funny, right? So you go to the doctor, but in air quotes, and then he explains what you know came out of that scan. And so he was like, yeah, everything is okay. And he looked at like a lot of these like random scans that had just like pictures and like dots all over, and I was like, I'm so confused. This makes no sense to me. This doesn't even look like it's an actual medical procedure. It just looks like it's a scam. Like some random guy just decided one day, I'm gonna like decide to just like make shit up so that I can earn money. Like I respect the hustle, but I don't respect the fact that you're like basically scamming people, you know? So my mom goes and sits down, I go and sit down, my sister's standing right next to us, my dad's standing somewhere else. I don't care about my dad because my dad isn't relevant in the story other than the fact that he told us to go to this doctor. I know it sounds sketchy as hell because it was. So the doctor's like, yeah, everything's mostly fine, like her overall health is all right, you know, she can definitely have better health and whatever. And then he looks at my brain scan, which I doubt was a brain scan, but then he goes, her brain is black. And yeah, if you're confused, I am too. I still don't understand what that means. I never understood what it means, but like, so imagine a picture of like this brain with a bunch of dots over it, right? They're just dots in different places and they have numbers inside of them, but they're more like circles and they have numbers inside and they're assigned a color, right? And so there's like a scale of 1 to 6, 6 being the worst, 1 being the best. My scan of my brain, in air quotes, scan in air quotes, brain in air quotes, was filled with dots of 5 and number 6. So they were like colored pretty dark so that you could know that this is serious. And so he called my brain black. Like he basically said your brain is like, I don't know how you're alive. And I agreed. I was like, I have no idea either. And he was like, your daughter must have a lot of stress. And I was like, I imagine yes, but like this scan doesn't explain shit. You can see the stress in my body, like, because I am always sick. You can see that I have issues. But goddamn, my mom never let me live it down. Even right now, she goes like, your brain is black, that's why you have so many mental issues. Like, she's not making like fun of my apparent brain problems, but like she's making fun of the fact that we went to this random quack to talk about how I have a bad brain. Like, he meant I'm very overloaded. And I was like, yeah, my brain is absolutely stuffed with information at all moments, at any moment in time. I've never understood what that scan was supposed to do. I didn't understand why I had to fast for 2 days straight. Now, there's no problem with me fasting. I just hated the fact that we couldn't eat anything but idlis. I have so many issues with that. Like, it was just so weird. And then like the weirdest thing was the scan was just you looking at a screen, it flashes different colors and you're like, dang, this is some new technology. No, it's not. It's a fucking scam. It's not an actual medical procedure. It's obviously a scam. But we're not gonna think about the scam part. We're just gonna think about the fact that my brain had a bunch of little dots over it with numbers assigned to it. Numbers said 5 and 6, which was the worst on the scale. My whole brain was covered in those dots. It was disgusting. I mean, like, the whole idea that my brain is like damaged to the core, which not really that improbable. I have a lot of health issues, minor, but they add up, you know. Usually they're minor, most of them are chronic, but they add up. That is my story about why my mom teases me about my brain being black. By the way, the black just comes from the fact that the dots were colored either black or purple being 5 and black being 6 in this scale. She goes like, your whole brain is black, and I'm like, you're fucking right, mom. You're absolutely correct. I wonder how the doctor knew though, because like that scan was full of shit. Definitely. For sure. If it was not, I will change my actual real name. I will not, but I said it. It means something if you say it. I still don't understand what the heck that whole thing was about. Like, I'm so confused up until now in my whole life. I have no idea what that whole scan situation was. And my dad swore by it. He was like, I went to a different city to get this scan done. So like now I definitely agree that this scan is the best thing that has happened in his life. I've never seen that doctor again. I've never even heard of him ever. Like my whole ex dad's family, I mean, like, my dad is still my current dad, but like his whole family sort of like crazy. But like, how do you believe a scammer? I don't understand. Like, it's so right in front of you, it's a scam. Like, who gets scanned with a goddamn screen? You just look at a screen, colors flash, and suddenly your whole body was scanned. Like, what is this new technology that I've never heard of? I feel like if there was something like this, I'm pretty sure everyone would have gotten it done by now. No one I know knew about this, except for my dad, who was adamant that this doctor was the next miracle doctor, that the one who could cure all of your problems just by existing. And like, I probably was being a bit too skeptical. Maybe that doctor actually knew some stuff, maybe he actually had like a license to practice and stuff. But like, I cannot be convinced that the whole testing was just me looking at a screen and colors flashing on it. That was the test. I remember that very completely, very clearly. Like, it was just like one, like, the thing was also, it was not even like a big screen, like a TV screen or like a monitor. It was just a laptop screen. So when you think of it like that, I feel like it's even more of a scam. Because if it's like an actual test, like a laptop screen, really, sir? Dang, who would have known? Such advanced technology that can scan my body from the inside out by me looking at a goddamn screen. I just can't in good conscience believe that, You guys know what I mean? I'm very pissed about it even now, because one, I had to eat idlis for 2 days straight without any accompaniment. No chutney, no sambar, no nothing. It just sucked, okay? I'm very serious about food. Like, I have a bad relationship with food because I don't know how to take care of myself sometimes. But like, I love food. I enjoy food. So like, being deprived of food in this way, which was completely out of my control because my dad was adamant that you have to do it. My mom was like, okay, fine, just listen to him and get this done with. Because she just did not want to have a conflict with him at that point of time. Because it was kind of useless, because he would have still made us do it and we would listen to him because he was our father. Like, same old shit. But yeah, I'm gonna stop talking about this brain issue because it's like, I'm weirdly salty about it, even though it's been a very long time. But hey, my mom brings it up every now and then. She's like, your brain is black, and I'm like, you wouldn't know, would ya? I would have liked if he just said my brain was yellow, because at least that part is real. I have a very yellow brain, as one does when you read that much smut. But goddamn, I still don't understand what that doctor did to convince so many people to come and get like checked by him. Because that was like an actual crowd. Like, we had to wait in a line to get like that done. I can't imagine anyone going to him for any other reason, like other than just fooling themselves, thinking this guy definitely will cure all of my problems. Even though that's not true at all. You guys know what I mean? Because I definitely don't sometimes. But hey, I respect the hustle. I respect the fact that he really went above and beyond to convince people that this actually works. Good for you, my guy. I really cannot. I don't think anyone else except for my dad and his like family, friends and stuff know about this. He was convinced that I was a miracle worker, and he gave me like tons of medicines as well that my dad made me take, and I was very reluctant about them. I was like, I do not want to take some random medicines that I don't even know what they will do. But like my dad was like, no, you have to take them for the whole time the doctor asked you to. And I was like, whatever. Like, I can't. Wow, I'm like very close to caving into other people's like stuff. I don't like that doctor. I wish I could have reported him, been like, he's a scammer. He's asking people for money and promising things he can't deliver with. Reminds me, like, I just think it's weird that like some random doctor can convince so many people. Like, maybe he actually did help a few people accidentally, and that like gave him a good reputation or something. But like, what? Hi, Mew Mew, welcome back. Welcome back. That's a good thing. Friends are great. Oh my god, I was just telling my best friend yesterday. I sent her a voice message. This is about something super private, but she was just like, she hasn't even given me like a proper reply to what I told her about. But she's in the middle of exams as well, so like I totally understand why she couldn't give me a proper reply. But I was just like, I don't even know. Like, sometimes you tell your friends such like so much personal stuff like, usually I feel like it's okay to discuss anything as long as your friend is okay with it, right? And I'm somebody who's like completely okay with listening to a lot of like really weird stuff about other people and not judging them at all, because like frankly, what would I do by judging them in the first place, But this one I am particularly sensitive about because it's been going on for such a long time that I cannot believe that I've still hung on to this one thing for like the last 6 years of my life. That's a long time. Come on, 6 years is a long time. I'm only 19, so 6 years is like a third of my life. But my best friend knows about it, and she's like, she takes jest in it, as I appreciate that she does, because I sometimes can't see the jest in the situation, so I definitely need someone to remind me that it's hilarious as hell, and so I should be laughing at it and not crying about it. Now, it's not particularly sad or anything, it's just like something that bothers me on my daily life, because for some reason I'm hung up on it. I make a lot of noise about it, only to my best friend though, because she appreciates my stupidity. But so I messaged her about something. Again, it was related to this. I don't want to really explain everything, but I will give the small, like, the details that aren't really damning in this sense. So there was a point of time in my life where I used to talk about this every single day, and I mean it every single day. I would meet my best friend at school every single day, and we would have this conversation over and over and over again. And she would find it hilarious, as did I at that age. But then slowly I understood this is kind of concerning, right? Like, how long can I be hung up on one thing before like I move on, right? No, the answer is a long time. It's been 6 years. I feel like I should have moved on already. Like, I'm desperate to move on, but like this has a chokehold on me. And every single time I try to move past this, something or the other will remind me, and I'm like, I'm back to square one. Anyway, something similar happened the other night. And so I wake up in the morning. Not really wake up in the morning. I stayed up the whole night because I'm a piece of shit. But like, I messaged my best friend in the morning. And I'm like, listen, this is very TMI information. So like, this is very TMI. So if you don't want to listen to it, stop immediately. Like, just leave this voice message. Because like, like sometimes you don't want to hear other people's too much information stuff, and I respect that, so I gave her a warning. But then she was like, I don't know, I like this, give me more information. She was just like saying how much of a chokehold this thing has on me, like literally in all sense of the word. It's a freaking chokehold. I'm obsessed. I've come to terms with the fact that I am obsessed, but I'm desperate to move on with my life. Like, it's just like, this feels like it's holding me back. This feels like my mental state has been disturbed constantly. It is about a book, that is, I can say. It's not like it's not like a new book, it's an old book, since I said it's been like 6 years. So yeah, I'm not gonna talk about which book. I'm never gonna tell anyone that, because one, it's a shit book. It's really bad. It's really badly written. I don't recommend anyone reading it because it's terribly written. The characters are also kind of shit. That's why it bothers me so much. Like, also because, oh my god, the author of that book does this thing, and I've talked about this before. She has suddenly realized that marketing her book on social media is a good idea, and I'm like, good for somebody who to realize that, because it would help them. But like, this particular author genuinely did a disservice to the whole concept that the book is based on. And so she started marketing her book on social media, right? It's a dystopian fiction, young adult, like, well, teenage fantasy novel, like this teenage dystopian fiction novel. And I'm like, good, great, whatever, I don't actually care. But it popped up on my freaking feed. And my first question was, why is she like, she wanted to advertise the male lead of the novel. And I'm like, great, because the male lead is pretty good, right? Is the main character I have a problem with, really. And the ship, that the whole ship is so fucked. Like, it's like a very young girl, and in comparison, like, she's like 16, and then she falls in love with somebody who's like 6 or 7 years older than her. I'm like, I just cannot agree. Like, that guy is passed out of college, doing a fucking job, and you want to like ship him with like this basically a baby? Don't do that. That's disgusting. That's like actually problematic. Understand the fact that it's goddamn problematic, and like, you know, ship her with somebody else. Like, make her a couple with like somebody more her age. You know, 1 or 2 years of age difference is fine, but like, that's 6 or 7 years. Like, what do you want? You want her to marry an old man? Ew. She didn't end up marrying that old man, but that's not the point here. Okay, the point is that the author had recently started aggressively, and I mean aggressively, marketing her book on Instagram, in specific reels. I'm somebody who doesn't use Instagram a lot, because usually I only go on there to go look at the stories of people I know, or 2, like, sometimes scroll through the reels if I really have nothing else to do with my time. And so on this fateful day that I was scrolling through the reels, it pops up, and I will just describe to you what the reel contained. It was just a random picture of a man that vaguely has the features of the male lead, and text that flashes and says, "This is your new book boyfriend. He's hot, passionate," stuff like that. And I'm like, no, just absolutely not. And it's never like an accurate description of the character. She just picked out a photo from any random website. Like, she went to Google and typed like the features of this like character, and then she just picked whatever suits her fancy. And I'm like, no, listen, you would have a better time just commissioning someone to draw a character portrait and use that, instead of using like a different freaking photo every single reel. And I mean it, every single reel she made about the male lead, she used a different photo of a completely different guy, like every single time. And I'm just here like, no, stop. I'm literally gonna start crying. This is so stupidly funny yet sad. And then I tell my best friend about this. She's laughing with me. Obviously, we're making fun of this. And yeah, I know it sounds a little bit mean. It's not really, because like, it doesn't really hurt anyone. It's not like I'm going and putting mean comments on someone's video. It's not even like talking about someone behind their back. I don't know why I consider that mean, because honestly, it was just really more funny than it was mean. But we were laughing at this, and I was just telling her, listen, there's so many better ways for her to market this book. But the worst thing is, right, there is no fan content. That fandom is dead to the point where it doesn't exist. There's conventions that happen every single year. I know, because I attended one last year. It was the most boring convention anyone could have ever held, because it was just 50-year-old ladies who were sitting there discussing their lives, instead of like, you know, it being lively and interesting and talking about the book, or sharing art, or sharing like fanfic, or sharing like anything Apparently there have been cosplays and there has been art, and somehow it just flew over my head. That's not possible because I was very obsessed with it at a point of time, enough that it was like my daily life, where I would go to the fan site. I would check every single thread that they had on their stupid forum every single day. So yeah, it was a problem. It still is. Mind you, I still signed up for the freaking convention this year. I'm probably not gonna attend because it's like really inconvenient timings for me. And it's in May. It's in like, let me check. It's, how many days is it in? Ah, yes. Literally this weekend. It's literally this weekend. So like, yeah. I said what I said. And yeah, Uni, you're so right. Pedo couple is the worst trope, especially because like I read the, and also that author has novellas of the male leads POVs. I read them. I needed to know. I still need to know. I'm not gonna read any of the prequel books or any of the extra stuff that she's bringing out because I really just cannot pay more of my time and energy on this. But I read the novellas, okay, and they came out like last year. I read them like way back when. It's been a while. The novellas are bad because in the first one they talk about his like past before he met the female lead, and then in the second novella about the male lead's point of view, right, they talk about after, like what happened, like since he met, like his point of view on a lot of the scenes that they have together and stuff that like isn't mentioned in like the books that she's written with the female lead's POV, right? But it's bad because he treats her like a child. He's straight up like, she's fragile, she's a kid, like, you know, she's like, and then the worst trope that they used, that the author used, was he's like, she's not like other girls, and I'm like, I give up. I literally give up. There's nothing saving this book series. No matter what I can try to rationalize, there's nothing saving it. Like, can you imagine? Like, I physically like cringed when I read that. Like, when I understood that that was the whole like point of his entire situation, was like, she's not like other girls, you know, she spoke up for herself or whatever. And I was like, what? And the worst thing is, right, the male lead in his own POV and the male lead in the actual books don't match at all. Like, him in his own POV, he's like a lot more darker, yandere kind of vibes. But in the books itself, he's like good boy, sweet boy, golden retriever boy. I just cannot imagine how there'd be such a huge like disparagement between like the male lead that the female lead sees and the male lead that the male lead is. I'm just like, no, stop. Like, I'm gonna start crying soon because of how boring and annoying that this book series is getting. Plus like all the prequel content as well. But it's long, right? She's making a whole prequel series. It's apparently the book series is option for film. So if it ever gets made, I'm gonna be the biggest hater. And that's not even a lie. I am very passionate about this subject. There's so much shit that I can pick out, that the female lead character is literally a mess. Like, to be honest, there are some good things that I can say about it. The first two books are pretty good, and the third book onwards it goes down into hell. The bar is in hell. I cannot save it. No one can. It's literally impossible. In other words, I also watched in other news, I also watched the first episode of Oshinoko yesterday. It's a really good show. I stopped the first episode because I want to wait till the rest of the whole season comes out and then binge watch it. It's very hot like that. I enjoyed it a lot. Spoiler warning, if anyone hasn't watched Oshinoko's first episode, you know the part when the kids are discussing their father and they're like, the Aqua goes like, oh no, it's definitely a virgin birth. Oh wait, was it Ruby or Aqua? Either way, one of the twins goes, oh, it was definitely a virgin birth. I literally cracked up so hard. Like, I couldn't stop laughing for straight up 5 minutes. I was actually surprised at how hard I laughed. And I felt so bad when she died. I was just like, huh? But like, I guess for the plot it's fine, right? Like, I love revenge stories. They make me very excited. In particular, I really like face slapping stories. There was a point of like There's every few months I'll go and read a bunch of face slapping novels, a lot of dog blooded novels. Like I go through cycles, right? I go through angst, fluff, angst, face slapping, dog blood, angst. There's a lot of angst, as you could probably understand. I actually really enjoy reading angst. I think it gives like a good outlet for your emotions. I mean, like, obviously, it's definitely not like helpful if you're feeling bad and stuff, because you'll feel worse. But for me, it's like a good place to like feel just in general, you know, like process my own feelings. Yeah, I didn't cry because I knew about the fact that she was gonna die, so like I was sort of mentally prepared. But if I'd watched it for the first time, I would have started crying. I would have for sure cried. Like I would have bawled like a baby. Like that's not even a joke, because I enjoy like stories that are heartfelt. Like I really like the fact that she was like, lies are a form of love, and like she's like, I'm trying my best to make these lies into truth. And then when she says I love you to them, I literally was like, this is so sad. Why is this so sad? Because you know the poster and stuff, they give like the appearance of a very happy show. It's not a happy show. Like it literally starts off with her getting murdered. It's so sad. But yeah, I can't wait to watch the second episode and onwards. I wanted to watch it yesterday as well, okay? But like, I was like, no, I want to wait too. Usually I would have just watched the show because I don't care about waiting. I'm horrible at it, actually. And I say horrible because I mean, like, I'm good at being, like, I guess I'm good at waiting because I do it a lot for a lot of different things. But a lot of the times, I just end up, like, waiting patiently, but like angry patient. Like I'm like, I don't want to wait. Like I don't like waiting, you know. Waiting is like, I just said mating. I meant waiting is the worst, and I will tell you why. You see, I don't enjoy waiting because I think it, like, one, it makes me like annoyed. I don't like waiting because it means like I have to wait. I know that sounds very clever, right? But more than that, it's because like I don't enjoy the idea of delayed gratification. I want instant, immediate, right now. Give me. Life is only so long, you know. So yes, I believe in no delayed gratification. Although I understand that there's merit to like waiting for something and getting it later in your life. But like, come on! When you can have it now, why would you have it later? Duh! I sound quite entitled. I promise I'm not, okay? But I mean in like a way of, oh, life is so short, like you don't even know when you're gonna die. So like, why not just enjoy what you can right now? Like, enjoy your blessings while you can, not wait for like new blessings to come around. It just also like feeds into the idea of you being content with your life as it is right now. So like, enjoy your life like it is right now, because like you don't know what's gonna happen later. But if I have to wait, I will. Like, if there's something I have to wait for, like, yeah, I guess I have to wait for the next few episodes to come out, however many there are. At least like get to like 8 or 10 episodes before I go and binge watch it all at once. But like, if I have a choice, it usually is not to wait, because why? See, a lot of our society is based on delayed gratification. It's like the idea of, oh, you study right now, you study well right now, you're gonna earn a lot of money later, and then when you earn a lot of money, you save up a lot of money, then you can enjoy that much money later in your life. And like, it is definitely masochistic for sure. And it's also like a way to like make sure we're like stick to the roles that we're assigned in our lives. But it also teaches you important lessons about having patience for stuff that you can't get all at once. Like, if you're someone who can't get something immediately, and we're all people who can't get everything immediately, you know, then you have to like understand that like sometimes you just have to wait and enjoy the fruits of your labor after they've bloomed, instead of like picking out the flowers because you like the smell, you know. Don't damage what you can have. Haha. I know that makes little sense. But like, it's the idea of like, if you're nurturing a tree and because like the tree has wood, you just cut it down, even though you would like the better thing to do is wait for it to fruit and flower so you can have seeds that you can sow again. That's the idea. Like immediate, like instant gratification, I would say, is like, oh, you saw the tree, it already had fruit, so you could go pick the fruit. Don't wait for the tree to like drop the fruit down, just go and pick it up because it's there. That's the difference. But like, I guess if I have to wait for something, I will. I don't mind waiting if I know there's gonna be an end to that wait. But I do mind waiting if I know that there's no guarantee that this wait will ever end, you know? It's like the situation where I know I'm bringing back the topic to something that gets me really annoyed, but like, come on, can I really be stopped from talking about something that makes me annoyed? No, I can't. I'm bringing it back to the book series I was talking about. I waited a full 3 years for the 3rd book of that stupid series. I waited like a fool every single day, and after I read it and my best friend read it, we were both just like, we're so disappointed because this book kind of sucks, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because the main character goes off her rails. Like the 3rd book is when the main characters actually get together. I know I'm giving a lot of spoilers, but I hope you never read this book series because I'm definitely not going to be the one who talks about it, like the actual name and stuff. So don't go looking for it because you won't find it. Trust me. It's like actually, even though it's the author calls herself bestseller author, she really isn't. Like her fan base is literally old people. And I have nothing against old people. Just the fact that this particular fan base, one of them, like the head nurse or whatever, head group leader of this fan base, she named her dog after the male lead's name. I'm just like, no, stop. The dog is the same name as the male lead. You would think that is something you don't do because you're like, respect the author's creations or whatever, but like I honestly don't care. Also the whole like, I even offered once to moderate their Discord and stuff and help them out with like managing stuff because I'm like a young fresh blood or whatever. I was being really enthusiastic about it at that point in my life. I also felt slightly guilty for trash talking this book series so many times, so I was like, let me offer my services, and they refused. They were like, we don't need any help, and I was like, I definitely think you do. I didn't say that to them, I just thought it, okay? I thought it really hard, and I told my best friend, she was like, yeah, they definitely do. She stopped following that book series after the 4th book came out, which was the last book in the actual series, and not all the offshoot stuff that they have now. Because like the 3rd and 4th book were really disappointing. She was following eagerly for the 1st and 2nd, and even 3rd. And the only reason she read the 4th book was because she just wanted to get the series over with, at least cover up some of the plot holes. But like the 3rd and 4th book introduced so many more that was actually painful to watch that happening in real time, okay? Like in the 3rd book, right? So they get together. It's like a very grand affair when they get together because like this guy's a prince and like, oh my god, like a prince like wants to marry me or whatever. I know, it's fucking cliche, I am aware. I don't know why I read that, really. Like, I still don't know. My god. Anyways, back to what I was saying about about this book series. So what happened was, she gets together with him, and then she gets to know about the fact that he's had a crush before. I know, like, a guy who's 7 years older than you had a crush. Oh my god, what a fucking new thing to think about. People have crushes in their lives. Wow. And she goes, and apparently his crush is dead, right? I know. It's just one bad trope over the other. I am aware. So then she immediately, after learning about this, goes, am I competing with a ghost? I actually have the book, like the physical copy of the 3rd book, so I could literally find it and point it out for you. I don't want to. I actually had a huge issue with this because I read that book series more than 50 times. I mean that, more than 50 times. Because I was really obsessed with it, okay? At a point in time, even though it was really bad writing, I really liked the male lead. And I was like, oh my god, he's just so good. And then like it sort of bit pattered off into like this book series really sucks and I cannot agree with the female lead at all. Like she's actually terrible. So like please, I'm begging, let me out of this hell. So like although I don't really follow the news about the book these days, I still get some offshoot stuff that like sort of leaks into my life. Yeah, like I said, it was related to this book series again, and that's why like my friend was laughing at me. She was like, this is so funny, the joke hole that they see. But like, can you imagine learning about like the fact that the like your future husband liked someone and that somebody is dead, and you're literally like, oh my god, am I a replacement for that dead person? And I'm like, I would be like, bro, you're alive. Clearly if you were a replacement, you would not be alive. I know that sounds contrary, but just imagine it this way. Like, he's a prince. He has people falling all over him. Like, why does he need you? Somebody who's actually inconsequential. Like, the only thing she does is, like, further kind of the plot. Like, really, the plot is the only reason the plot even exists is because she keeps messing shit up everywhere. It's really funny when you think about it. The fact that she gets into so much trouble and then like has to solve it, and like only that the other people have to solve it for her. Like, what? Girl, you made the mistake. Like, okay, the worst thing about that character is, right, this is something that like this is like personally I don't like people who do this. Like, this is like my biggest like pet peeve, I would say, right? I meet people like this immediately. I'm like, nah, no, I can't do this, man. She refuses to like realize that her actions have consequences, that people's actions have consequences, right? And she does like this weird thing where she'll just act as if like anything that she does will not result into other things also happening. She creates a huge mess that everybody in that stupid little country knows about. And then like the whole world has to like basically her like the whole royal family has to cover up for her to make up for the fact that she made such a huge mistake. And she's just like, I just did it because like I wanted to prove myself. But like, bro, you didn't realize that there were fucking consequences to your actions. What's wrong with you? I love that. Oh my god. Wow, that is a really good quote, Uni. That is so good. The white moonlight means nothing if you're his son. I know. That's nice. Oh my god, I'm so impressed. I'm like touched and stuff. I started shivering in my seat because it's morning. Right now it's 9:30 in the morning. Wow, this stream has almost gone on for an hour. Almost. There's 10 minutes left before it becomes an hour, but like, you get my drift. But yeah, so she like makes huge mistakes. She causes a lot of problems and just like doesn't realize that there's gonna be consequences to what she's doing. Like, she just does them without thinking, and I'm like, bro, like, do you not understand that there's consequences to your actions? Like, do you like are you voluntarily ignoring the fact that like you can like do stuff that has like other stuff happens because of it? Because that's normal, right? Like, anything you do is gonna cause a consequence. Like, there's gonna be something that comes out of it, whether good or bad. Anything in like an entirety of it has gonna have a consequence. Like, you just refuse to admit that there's consequences to your actions. She just does this like the whole book series. She just, that's one incident after the other where she just ignores that anything else could happen after what she did. Like, it's just like, oh, what I did was like going to be completely inconsequential because like no one's gonna be affected by it at all. Imagine doing that when you're like literally gonna be a prince's wife, a prince who's a future like emperor and stuff. So I'm just like, yeah, no, like I just cannot personally agree with it because I'm somebody who really believes like as long as you understand that there's consequences to your actions, as long as you acknowledge that, and as long as you like realize if those are the consequences you can handle, then it doesn't matter, do whatever you want, right? But if you can't, then understand like what can you handle, whether it's worth going through the trouble of like so much consequence to one action, right? I just cannot, in good conscience, like that character. And a lot of people do like that character. And I just can't. I don't know how people like that character, because like I just don't relate, you know? God damn. I can never like actually be serious about this topic though. It's been going on for 6 years and I complain about the same stuff over and over again. So if you ever get tired of it, do tell me, because I will stop. Um I'd apparently annoyed one of the friends that I made in like 10th grade about after talking about it so much. She was like, "This is all you talk about." And I was like, "Yeah, this is the most exciting thing in my life right now, okay? Forgive me for being obsessed with something that gives me joy." Not anymore though. It does not give me joy. That at that point of time in my life, I had joy in bashing up this character and like scrutinizing every single choice that she made it through this, and then just being like, I would never do that. Like, no, look at me, I'm like so much better than her. Yeah, I had like a huge superiority complex when it came to this character, okay? I was really obsessed with the male lead of that book. Like, it was scary how obsessed I was. Yikes, I'm getting like chills just from thinking about myself. Wow. Yeah. But like, I think the worst thing was when you read the male lead's point of view after he meets the female lead, like you just constantly are like, yeah, this is just the worst pairing I've seen in a while. Like, he just thinks he's like her keeper or something, you know, like he just has to take care of her because she's like, you know, she's so young, she doesn't know anything, she's fragile, like she's a kid, like it's just like all kinds of messed up. And I'm just like, the only reason he likes her is one, because they're like sort of fated to be. There's like also like a overconnected by the heavens or whatever type of shit in the book. Yeah, there's a lot of weird tropes that are stuffed into one book and they all make no sense in any sense of the word. So yeah, I won't lie, I really do hate this book series. Like, I disparage it so much. It's like the one thing I talk about that like I just absolutely am always slamming. I don't have a lot of good things to say about it. It makes me feel bad because usually I try my best to like not focus on the negative stuff. Like, obviously I allow myself to feel that and whatever, but like when it comes to stuff like book series and like shows and stuff, whatever I don't like, I just don't think about. But this one, it just has a chokehold on me, like I said, like my best friend said. She was just like, she even texted me, she was like, I sent her like 3 voice messages after the actual first one, because she replied to the first one. I know, right? If she's a fragile little kid, why would he romance her? He didn't. That's the thing, like he likes her and then he's like, oh, I didn't even realize I liked her, and then suddenly he's like, I'm in love with her, I can't imagine my life without her. And then he's like, oh my god, I saw her like as my soulmate, like way back when. And I'm like, what? This whole series of events just did not make sense. But apparently like he had this like vision of the future and seeing her in his future, so like it's really fucked. It's really funny. I'm never gonna tell you guys the name of this book series. If you try to find it, you're gonna have a very hard time because I doubt you could get anything from all of my description. I give no actual mention of what the book is about other than the fact that the main characters are kind of trashy. Also, her best friend. So there's this, okay, you know what, I'm actually gonna talk about this because this is funny. So in the second book, right, she has like this sort of fake sexy scene with the male lead. Now, mind you, she's still like 17 years old in the second book. Like, she's very young. The male lead is way older than her. But like they have this moment, shall I say, where like they sort of touch each other inappropriately. Like, think second base, if nothing. I mean, it's not even second base, like it's not even first base. Like, they're just touching each other and like she's like, oh my god, he like I want to get, I like, she goes tells her best friend about it in the book. She goes and tells her best friend about it, and she's like, so then the best friend's like, oh my god, at this rate he's gonna get you pregnant. They haven't even kissed, by the way. Like, the only thing they do is like touch each other a little bit. She like loses her mind, and then she tells her best friend, she's like, I want him to get me pregnant. I'm like, no, listen, you're 17, what do you even know about pregnancy? What is wrong with you? Like, my whole reaction was, what is wrong with this main character? Like, I've never heard of a main character so fucking eager to get pregnant. She's like, I want him to get me. Like, her best friend goes, oh my god, at this rate he'd get you pregnant. They haven't even like properly kissed. much less coming close to like sexual relation, okay? And they haven't kissed at all, actually. You know, the end of the second book is when they first kiss. It's a long haul type of book series. And like, as much as I love slow burn, like this was not slow burn, this was like actual torture. Like, I read it and I was like, I don't want to read this. I'm like concerned for a kid. Is she getting groomed? I don't think so. He didn't even like give any signals that he wants to be her like anything. He was like, I'm just gonna stay away, and the only reason he even like ends up like deciding to marry her is because she's in like grave mortal danger of being experimented on. Yeah, I said what I said. She has like some special powers and shit. Yeah, I know, it gets worse, right? It somehow got worse. She has special powers, and then like he knows about it now. His like asshole dad knows about it. So his asshole dad is like, well, his asshole dad is the freaking emperor. So he's like, I want to experiment on this lady so that I can know how she got these powers. And he's like, I'm never gonna let that happen. Yeah, he tells her that in the third book of the first chapter of the third book. And she's like, no, you're fucking lying to me. You're a fucking liar. I know. It's so bad. I can't believe I actually liked it at a point of time. But like, yeah, in the second book, she has a moment with a moment in air quotes. They didn't even like actually touch each other that much. I know. This is what happens when high school students. It really is. And then she's like, she goes in, like, I don't even understand. You tell your best friend, oh my god, he touched me kind of inappropriately, and I touched him kind of inappropriately, and your best friend is like, oh my god, at this rate you're gonna get pregnant, right? Like, in this case, I have no experience, so like I cannot tell you whether or not it would happen or not. Just that, like, I know that I have confidence in myself and my best friend not do stupid shit like this, okay? We agreed when we both read this part. We were both like, nah, this is not happening. This is actually shit. Like, this is so bad that I want to cry. Like, I just can't imagine going and saying to my best friend, like, I want someone to get me pregnant at the age of 17. That's old enough to know what sex is, by the way. But like, can you imagine? Like, I would literally cry. I would be like, bro, I would be crazy to ask for that. That is to say, if anyone in this world, like, you know, if anyone who's here wants to get pregnant, I have nothing against you, but personally, I just cannot. No. I loathe the idea of it. I don't want it. I don't want to do, like, I don't want to do the do so that it gets me pregnant, okay? My point still stands. She's 17. He's like way older than her. It's creepy. It's really creepy, okay? And then the third book comes around, she does like way more stupid shit. And you're just like, when will this end? And the only reason I read the fourth book was because like I need like a sense of like relief. A sense of like, oh, this is finally over. And then the author goes, no, I'm gonna release a goddamn prequel series. I'm not gonna read the prequel series. I read the first chapter of the prequel series. That's not actually officially released. She just released like teaser chapters. It's so badly written that I wanted to like cry. And I have standards, okay? I like to read well-written books that make sense, and this one didn't make any sense. So I was like, no. I'm not gonna do this to myself. But goddamn, I can never live down that I've been obsessed with this book series and like disparaging it for the last 4 years, and I was in love with it for like 2 years before those 4 years. So 6 years in total. This is how long I've been talking about this specific book series. I actually ended up making another one of my friends read it, who I haven't talked to in a while. We only really talk very intermittently. I'm the supreme Blacken fan. You don't understand. I don't think anyone has. The whole fandom of that book series is like people who are older than the age of 30. This is a book about kids. This is a book about a 16-year-old who becomes like 18 by the end of the book series, okay? It's set over the course of 2 or 3 years. This is literally a teenage fiction. It's a teen fiction, dystopian fiction novel. What are people who are older than the age of 30 doing it, reading it and enjoying it? There's apparently, okay, so the author has a Patreon. I only recently got to know about it. By recently, I mean like 3 days ago. And that was by complete accident. I just opened the Discord server of the convention by accident to try and check what the fuck was happening in the convention. I got to know that there's a goddamn Patreon that the author has. The Patreon has 18 plus, I mean like smutty chapters of this kid and grown man. And people want that. They are paying over $50 for it. I told my best friend this. She was like, who's asking for this? Who wants this? I beg the same question. Who actually wants to read that? Like, it's... So the thing is, right, the fourth book has one... Like, the fourth book is when they get married. And the fourth book, she's 18. So yeah, she gets married at 18. What a dream, right? She gets married. They obviously gonna have their wedding night. And the wedding night is literally just a cut scene, fade to black. That's it. So like, I don't like, it was really written badly. Even like, there was like the smallest hint mention of smut, and it was written badly. So I have no hopes that the author will at least write good smut that would be satisfying to read. But who's asking for this whole fandom? And I'm not kidding, you guys. Like, I mean it very literally. The last time I went to this convention, which was last year in May, it's gonna be exactly 1 year since I went to that convention. The convention had all people over the age of 30. So they're discussing their work lives, they're discussing their like grandsons and grandchildren and like life stuff. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, what am I supposed to be doing here? Like, I thought this was like a fan convention. I thought some other people would agree with my unpopular opinions, I guess. These people are all older than the age of 30. Completely unrelatable to like the stuff that is mentioned in this book. Like, it's literally about a teenager. What do you expect? You don't expect people over the age of 30. Like, there's literally 50 plus over like grandmas, literal grandmas. Like, they are talking about their grandchildren there. Like, yeah, like my grandson was like busy today, I couldn't talk to him. And I was just like, no, I don't want to be here. So I left. I didn't attend even a single event after the first one I attended. Like, I was just like, nah, I'm fine. I don't want to talk to a bunch of grandmas. So the first event that I was in, like, I was just like sitting there. We were supposed to be chatting as it's an online convention. I know. Like, they were like, I wanted to say, like, I was just talking about how like it was not a great move to have the female lead's mom die in the third book. Yeah, her mom dies in the third book. And like, I was just like, oh, like, she was not really like, it wasn't really consequential. Like, there was nothing that it added to the plot. It was just like this like random thing that was sort of mentioned randomly. I wasn't even doing anything for like the male leads female leads relationship. It was just mentioned randomly. And then like one of the old ladies goes like, oh yeah, because like the author's mom died, so like I guess the female lead's mom had to die too. And I was like, the author is like older than the age of 50. What is she going to project on like a 17-year-old kid? Are you kidding me? Are you like actually kidding me? Like, is this actually like for real? Like, are you being honest, or are you like trolling me? Because like, I can't. That was my first unpopular opinion. Like, that was my first opinion that I had, and I was gonna talk about how much I didn't like certain scenes, and like I had issues, and I was just like, I'm gonna just keep my mouth shut. It just seems like these people are too passionate about something that they're literally too old for. Now, I'm not gonna say you can't read teen fiction, you totally can, but just that, how come a teen fiction novel only has fans that are over the age of 30? I mean, there's obviously an issue, right? I'm not the only one who thinks that, right? I'm not gonna stop anyone from reading whatever the heck they want, because I always did that, but come on, at least if you market it in a certain way, if you're like trying to reach a certain demographic, what does it say about you when you don't even reach that demographic? It means you did something wrong. It means you're unrelatable, because that whole book series is so unrelatable to a teenager. I can't even imagine actually reading that book series and thinking, yeah, this is what the teenage experience is, because it's not relatable at all. The only thing that's relatable about her is the fact that she was bullied. That was it. But she's also like the worst kind of person who gets bullied. Like, she just doesn't understand how to deal with bullies and does the most like stupid shit imaginable, and you're just like, I can't imagine what the consequences of this is gonna be, you know? Like, oh my god, something went wrong, I wonder why. Haha. I have a lot of feelings about this. Please tell me if this is making anyone annoyed, because I will stop. I actually will. But yeah, this book series is fucked. There's a whole prequel series coming out. It's apparently option for film or television. So if it ever comes out as a television series, I'm not gonna watch it. I mean that though. Like, I'm not gonna watch the whole, like, apparently there's like the author has talked about what actor she would like, or what faces that she wants sort of to be used and stuff. And it changes every once in a while. So like, it's like the same issue. She markets herself, like her book. She's like, this is like your new book boyfriend. It's like a different guy's picture every single time. Like, it's the same book. God damn it. Just ask an artist to make a goddamn art. Like, you know, like a character portrait. Just do that. Why are you using random people's photos? Do you even have rights to those photos? You could get sued, you know? I'm not concerned about the suit part. That's just like something I wanted to make an argument about. Like, I needed to be rational. It can't just be my personal feelings. But like, can you imagine? It's so annoying to look at this, like, and they pop up sometimes quite frequently, okay, one after the other, and I'm just like, jump scare. Oh my god, it's a different freaking face every single time. I hate it. It bothers me so much. I'm somebody who like really understands why social media like marketing works. So if you do it wrong, there's no point. You're not attracting anyone to read that book. They're just gonna be like, yeah, no, nope, I'm fine. I'll stay away from this book series, thank you. If I ever make like a whole series of videos on my other channel about this, you guys will never know, will you? Now that I've mentioned another channel, you're like, I would say most people are obligated to try and understand why there's another channel. That one's old though. I guess it's been there for quite a few years. I don't know much at it at all. It's just like a lot of singing videos. Old singing videos. The last I think that I posted on that channel was like a year ago. So, haha. But yeah, I did think of doing like reread thing where I would reread it on video. Like, I record my rereading session. I can't sit through that, frankly. Like, I don't think I could sit through it even if I tried. Like, I think I would die if I did that to myself. So like, I'm not gonna do that, like, because it's really badly written. I can't get past that in the first place. Plus the characters have no substance. They have no substance at all. It sucks. So I'm just gonna talk about it on stream once in a while and like bore people. Okay, not bore people to that, since like Uni just said that it's not annoying. This is entertaining apparently. I mean, I guess I'm really passionate about it. That's the only reason why I can imagine it be entertaining. Other than the fact that the tropes are like, they're okay, you know, like, I'm okay with cliches. I like reading about cliches. You know, the cliche, like, popular guy, not so popular girl. All of those cliches are great. I love them. I enjoy reading them. I think if they're done well, they're quite enjoyable to read. Like, but all of the cliches, and most of the book was cliches, really, were so badly done in this book that I cannot, in good conscience, imagine anyone being like actually subjected to it. Like, it's torture, because it kind of is. And that's not even a joke. I mean that it really is torture. Like, I'm just like, who is doing this to themselves? Who's like voluntarily reading this when they could read anything that's better? Like, there's so many books that are better, trust me. There's a lot of books that are better, by the way. Like, I've read a lot of books in my life, And there's like 100,000 more options than this. So if I ever accidentally leak the name of this book series, which is highly possible, just ignore that and never read it. Because trust me, whatever curiosity you have is going to be fulfilled in the worst way possible. Like, seriously, I mean it. So yeah. I'm not gonna hear if anyone rings the doorbell and I'm alone at home, okay? So like if someone does ring the doorbell, they're definitely gonna have to call me, like on my phone, if they want me to open the door for them. Like I can basically hear nothing if I'm in my room and I have headphones on. Even if like the headphones are like dialed down to a very low volume, it's quite hard to hear stuff, which is really weird when I think about it. But usually I'm not home alone, but like for the past 4 days I have been, which has been amazing. Oh my god. My sleep schedule has gotten way worse and I basically eat way less than I normally do, but I do enjoy it way more than staying with people. There's some charm about living alone, and once you've tasted it, you just don't want to let it go. And after 8 months of living alone in Malaysia, I definitely felt like I wanted to go back to living alone instead of living with other people, because like, you know, it just is like, I don't know, there's like something about the having, okay, to be fair though, where I'm living right now in India, it's not the most convenient to be living in this city alone, especially if you have family in the city. Obviously, like if you know you have parents stuff, you wouldn't want to live alone because there's no point. Or definitely get more benefits like staying with your parents and family instead of staying alone. But like when I'm thinking about alone, I think about a foreign country. So like I was living in Malaysia for 8 months alone, right? But I want something similar, but not Malaysia, because I didn't like Malaysia like as a place. I liked how I felt when I was living alone, just not where I was living. But yeah, I really want to go back to like being, yeah, I've been to Malaysia, I've been to Singapore, I've been to Indonesia also, I think. No, Thailand. I've been to Thailand. I lived in Malaysia for 8 months to finish the first year of my music degree. So, yes. But right now I'm not in my first year anymore. I'm in my gap year. But yeah, like it was so freeing to be able to do whatever the hell you wanted whenever you wanted without having to actually answer to anyone. As you see, like obviously my mom is not like super crazy about knowing everything I'm doing in my life. She's just like, let me know if you're gonna be like, you know, if you're going outside, because you're living with other people. So there's a certain sense of accountability you have towards them, you know, with food and stuff. Because you're like, if you have food that's being prepared at home, you're gonna have to like tell your like whoever's cooking, like just let them know like, hey, I'm eating at home and stuff. But there was no such pressure when I was living alone, right? I was living in a flat and I was sharing that flat with other people, but these people obviously are mostly strangers. So like there's no pressure for me to explain to them where I am, what I'm doing. Like I just have to make sure I keep the common areas clean whenever I'm using them, because there was like a cleaning service that would come around every once a week, so that was even more convenient for me. But like I always felt like so free, because I would leave my house at 12 a.m. to go and eat froyo, and I did it more than 2 times, and it was so much fun, and I had so much fun, and I could just go downstairs whenever, buy whatever I wanted, like just enjoy myself in a way that I'd never actually gotten the chance to when I was living with parents, with my family or whatever. And there was just something about the fact that it was so easy to do whatever you wanted. And like I just cannot forget that, like the feeling that you get when you're like, you know, you're gonna go home and you're gonna have your whole room to yourself and you're not gonna have to think about anyone else. Does that make any sense? Because okay, for context, I was raised in a joint family. Now I'm not living with them, obviously, because I would die if I did. Literally, I mean that. They would kill me. I was raised in a joint family, and we would live in one house that had 4 rooms, and every single room was occupied by its own smaller family. So me, my mom, my dad, my sister would all live in one room, sharing that room. So there was not a lot of space for me to use and occupy. And I guess that sort of like also feeds into my desire to live by myself in a different like house in a different country, because I like the idea of having like that whole amount of space to myself. Like I mean, I definitely didn't have that much space in the room in Malaysia, like in my room, because there was no storage. So like my whole room was just covered in my things, and in some ways it felt like really nice to be able to do that without anyone saying, oh my god, why is your stuff all over the room, you know? Because you don't understand how important privacy and having your own space is until you don't have it. And I never had it, so when I finally got it, I was like really obsessed with it. I would go to this one Indian grocery store every like once a month or once in 2-3 weeks. I was 30 minutes away by the train. I would take the metro and go to the grocery store, and then I would buy stuff there and then come back, just traveling a whole hour and spending like more than 5-6 hours on traveling, because it was just so easy. Now, even if I went to the same places over and over again, never really going out of where all the stuff that I'd already gone to before, I still enjoyed it a lot. Like, I really appreciated the experience that you get when you live alone, especially if it's like in a foreign country, even if it's just not in the same city as your family. And there's something that you have to learn about depending on yourself, understanding like where you lie in your own responsibilities. I was terrible at taking care of myself, mostly because I never had any energy at all, because the first year of college was brutal. Okay, there was a lot to do and there was never any time to take care of myself. I was barely eating, sleeping, or resting. So yeah, but it was so freeing because I could just walk out of my house at 11, 12, 1 a.m. in the morning, and it was just like there's no one to like tell me you can't do that, because I can. I have like the keys, I have like my little access card, I have money that I can spend. It was just so nice. I mean, if I could have gotten a job, except for the fact that like really you can't really get a job when you're studying there, especially as an international student. Like, no, you definitely can't get a job if you're an international student studying there, because that's just not something that they allow. But like I never understood how easy it was to get caught up in how nice it is to have access to all of these things that you've never really had access to. By that, I really do mean like space and privacy, because no one bothered with me. My actual flatmate thought, like, he was like, I would have thought you were dead for a whole month straight, because I didn't really see you that much. Like, you never left your room, if I had not heard you cackling inside your room. Like, he literally meant that I laughed so loudly that he realized that I was alive, because like he wasn't sure, because he would never see me outside of my room. And that's true, because I usually was just in my room doing my own stuff, because there was never really a time, like there was never really time for me to leave, like, and have like go out with other people usually, because one, I didn't really have any classmates, and two, like, even if I wanted to go out with people, it really had to depend on their schedule and not mine. So yeah, but I really appreciated the fact that I had that much like free time and a lot of like space to like leave my things here and there and sing at whatever random time in the middle of the night. Like, sometimes I would like practice my like like assignments and stuff at like 3 a.m. in the morning. Like, I'm out here singing super loudly at 3 a.m. in the morning, at 5 a.m. in the morning, and like no one cares, because that's my space. I can do whatever I want with it. It was really freeing. It was really liberating. And like, even now, like, my mom doesn't really mind if I'm staying up the whole night singing and stuff, or like doing something important, or doing whatever I want, really, even if it's not important. But there's just something about there's just something about having your own space, like living away from your family, that makes me feel like less burdened about doing stuff that might disturb someone. I don't know. It was a valuable experience, especially since I really understood how it is to be like living alone. Because like you don't really get that experience unless you go and live by yourself, you know? And there, okay, I had to shop for groceries. I had to understand what you need to like, you know, like obviously I know how to wash clothes and stuff, and I did even before I was living alone. But like there's just something that you have to decide to make like those essential choices. What kind of hand wash do I want to buy? What kind of like detergent do I want to buy? Do I want to buy like separate soap for myself to use in the kitchen? Like do I want to buy a separate kitchen dish you know, like dish soap, and not use the one that's like communally there? Do I want to buy like separate knives, spoons and stuff? Obviously I did buy my own knife and spoons and stuff. I actually brought my own knife and my own like utensil set from home. I also bought like a whole pot set. Yeah, like I bought like a whole set of pots from home all the way to Malaysia, and I brought them back obviously, but like I'm quite annoying in that way. But I also have like mild mysophobia. I cannot stand the thought of using something that other people have used before, okay? Like it's okay, it's like mostly controllable. It's only it really happens when like it's like I feel like my territory has been breached, like somebody else's germs have occupied my space and my stuff. In that case, like I end up like throwing stuff away really quick if that happens. Like yeah, there was this one time where I think one of my flatmates had used something that I had bought, and I just threw it away because I couldn't use it. The good thing it wasn't expensive, but usually like I don't mind if it's someone I'm like relatively close to, but I do mind if it's like someone I'm not close to. Like I'd be like, your germs are touching my germs and I'm not okay with it. Leave me alone, leave my stuff alone, leave my germs alone. I don't know if it's called mysophobia. I don't even think I should call it mysophobia, even though I've always called it that, because I know what mysophobia means, okay? But yeah, like it's funny that like I end up always doing stuff like this. But like I also moved all by myself, okay? Like I had to like go by myself all the way to Malaysia. Like obviously my mom like you know, left me at the airport and stuff, but like I took the plane to Malaysia all by myself and came back all by myself. I also went on a trip to Singapore all by myself just before I was coming back home. It was really fun. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about how living alone feels like, and I'm more than sure that's what I want, to live alone, away from my family, for sure, definitely. I love my family, no doubt, but like there's just something that I don't like about the responsibility of family, because like sometimes it's burdensome, okay? Not gonna lie about that, definitely. I'm quite open about it to my family as well. Like my mom and my sister know very much that I sometimes find it really burdensome to care about other people in my family. Like I love them, but I do want my own space. Sometimes you don't get that when you're living with them. Constantly feels like you have to answer to your mom and your sister, because like, you know, you're taking care of them, they're taking care of you. So like there's some amount of like accountability involved that I don't have enough patience for, shall we say that. It's not that I don't like it, it's just that I don't like it for long periods of time. Like especially after realizing how nice living alone is. Like yeah, I had a lot of issues with food and sleep, but that was mostly because of the college, not because of me, okay? I can cook pretty well, really well actually. I can cook really well, and my sleep is usually not interrupted unless I already have shit happening in my life. Right now, I'm not sure why my sleep is going crazy, okay? Like, I have no idea why my sleep schedule went to whack, but... Dang. But, like, I was okay with taking care of myself. I was okay. I say okay because my friends were concerned. My friends in Malaysia were concerned that I wasn't eating enough, okay? They were just like, you eat so little, and I was like, you're fucking right, I do. I just don't have a lot of like, I don't have a huge appetite at all. Actually, I have like a very small appetite. Like I almost eat like a kid. Like, like a baby. I'm just a baby. But yeah, it's funny that way. Like, I don't know, like I never really know how to explain it, right? But like I just don't get that hungry. Unless I'm hungry, I won't eat. And oh yeah, it also has like ties to living in a joint family and shit. There's a lot of context that I don't think I should be talking about. Not that there's anything taboo or anything, you just said it's quite depressing and triggering, so yeah, maybe another day, not today. It's quite bright and early in the morning. It's 10 a.m. already. What the heck? Wow. No one actually nags me anymore. Like, my mom used to force me to eat more. She used to be like, you eat way too little, so like you have to take more food, and I would just like not eat it. After a while, I was like, I'm not gonna force myself to eat more food when I'm already full. So she just gave up. She was like, it doesn't matter no more. Do whatever you want. No one's stopping you. But yeah, my mom's pretty chill like that. She just like sort of leaves us to our own devices and is like, make your own choices, live your own life. It's yours. She's pretty great like that. She also has her faults though. She's not the most perfect mom. I don't think there's anything known as a perfect mom, but like you guys get what I mean, right? If anyone noticed, like my thumbnail was so lazy, I couldn't figure out what to do, so I just used Arsenmu and like I just put my own PNG next to it. I was like, yeah, this should work. As long as it makes some sense to anyone who understands, it's fine. But yeah, living alone was a treat. Like every single day. Well, okay, funny thing, I used to walk to and from college for like the first 6 months of college that I was there in Malaysia for. Okay, like I did my first semester, so like the first 4 months at online, because Malaysia was basically closed for me, and then like I did the next 8 months in Malaysia. But the first 6 months of living in Malaysia, I was basically walking to college every single day. And the like from my house to college was 3.5 kilometers. So yes, I was walking 3.5 kilometers to college and then walking back 3.5 kilometers from college. So 7 kilometers in total every single day. I was crazy. I still am. I would still do it again. It was a really nice route. It's just like a straight road. You just have to follow the road as it goes. And like it's a really chill, almost like an hours long walk, and you just get to relax and like let your mind chill out and like accumulate, like adjust to everything. It was really nice. I liked that part of my day a lot. And then I stopped doing it for the last like 3 months because I would take the bus if I was lazy, and if I was even lazier, I would mooch off my flatmate. And not really mooch off because I paid my share of the fare, and take a taxi all the way to college. It was just like a 10-minute ride. I could have totally like gone by myself, walked, and I still did walk home a lot, but just not to college. I don't know, I guess it was just like I didn't want to wake up in the morning. Okay, it was really fucking annoying sometimes to wake up at like 7 in the morning to get ready to leave at like 9. And if I was going to walk, I would leave earlier, like 8:30 maximum. It was weird. I'm such a weird person. Like I even told my flatmate, who was like super spoiled. She was fine. She just spoiled in the way that she would never want to like take the bus or walk. I was just like, you could walk with me. It's like pretty nice. Like it's not actually that like physically taxing. It's just like a longish walk. And if you just like chill out, you let your mind relax, you have like, you can think about stuff, you can practice your scales and stuff like while you're walking. It's pretty fun. I had a lot of fun actually. Every single one of my walks to college and from college, I would have a lot of fun because I would like look at everything around me, and I feel like I was exploring, but like actually just going to college. My first 3 months of doing that was just because I wanted to save some money on traveling expenses. I was like, I don't want to actually go and get like a bus card made, okay? I was being really lazy about it. Like a lot of people told me, just get a bus card. What if you need to go somewhere else? And I would be like, I don't go anywhere else. I just stay at home. Look at me. I literally do not go anywhere. Like I only would go to the mall that was close to my house, and they're like 5 to 7 minute walk. It was literally just a crossing away. Like I would just have to cross the road, walk a little bit, and then I was there at the mall. And it was so close to my house that I did not care about going anywhere else. and I eventually caved and bought a freaking metro card, a bus card. Anyways, a transportation card, so that I could fill in money in that and then like use it. But yeah. Oh my god, it was not even afternoon. Sometimes it would be really late at night. Okay, it would be like 7:38. It's already quite dark, and by the time I reach home, it would be 9. If it was really that late that I couldn't walk, I would just take a freaking like bus or taxi. But I didn't mind in the morning either because it was not hot. It was pleasant. It was pleasant weather. It was quite fun for me actually. Like I would say also because like it would give me some time to like acclimate my mind to like go into like, oh, I have to study mode, you know, like I have to work hard. Can't be lazy. Hex says I'm actually not lazy, but I've literally my whole life I've been called lazy, so I end up believing that the fact that I am lazy. But then she's like, you're literally so proactive though. My only like the extreme side of things is like is when you look at Goo and you're like, oh my god, she does so much. Like she literally does whatever she wants. She does so much stuff. And I want to be her so bad sometimes, and I'm like, I don't think I have the energy for it, honestly. Like, I do what I can, but like not what I can't, if that makes any sense. I was crazy, and I walked to college every single day for the first 3 months of college, and then like the 4th month and the 5th month I sort of like tried to like use the bus more, but I still like walking better, because walking would like give you like, I don't know, it just made a lot of sense to me. I would enjoy 1 hour of peace and quiet and just like chilling before I had to go to college and like leave my entire life there. Like I would just stay at college until like 6 or 7, because you know you'd have classes, a lot of classes by the way, and then you'd have practices and like practices for this, practice for that, practice for some other portions of performance. So like there was a lot of practicing happening. That's what happens in music college. Why is Hex right? She is right though. I guess she is right. I reluctantly admit it. I'm not lazy. But yeah, and then I would go home and then I would still have to study, okay? Like, there was never an end to studying. And it was so hard for me to like make time to go out and have fun. But I would have like my mandatory once a month movie that I would go and watch. That was, okay, I have this is really stupidly, you know, like it really highlights the fact that sometimes I just don't think about the consequences of my actions and I do them. And then like everything just magically works out because I'm the luckiest person in the universe. So when Wakanda Forever came out, I wanted to go and watch it, right? And I was like, I can't do morning, I can't do like you know, afternoon. I'm gonna go at night. So I went to watch it at night alone. But I went to the movie theater that was really close to my house in the mall. So it was like literally 5 minutes walking. Like I didn't even have to actually do much. I would just have to walk there, I'd watch the movie, walk back home. It's super easy, right? I failed to realize that the mall door, like the main door, would be closed and they would only let you out from the basement in a car. I watched the movie. I was like, you know, I was like, how do I walk out of the basement alone? Like I have no idea. Like that's freaking dangerous. I ended up following this couple down to the basement, and then I asked them, do you guys mind if you just leave me like outside the basement? I don't want to walk out alone. It's quite unsafe for like a girl, you know. Oh my god, I was so stupid. Like also it's like very dangerous to do stuff like that, but like sometimes you're desperate. I didn't realize that they would close the mall doors, right? I just genuinely didn't realize it. Like I was just like, oh, like why would they close the door? Like there's so many people who might leave from the door, right? I didn't realize that they would close the mall door, so I had no choice but to ask somebody to just like leave me outside of the basement because I didn't want to walk out by myself. That was quite dangerous. And this couple, they were so lovely. They sat me down in their car. They were like, oh, where do you live? And I was like, oh, I just live like really close. And they were like, oh my god, we're literally going that way. We literally live in the building right like opposite yours. And I was like, god damn, my luck is so freaking wild. Everything works out magically for me. They ended up leaving me right in front of my apartment. It was amazing. But I don't recommend anyone else doing that. If you're going late at night for a movie, don't go alone. Or if you're going alone, go with the car. Do not be going like me without any car, without any like actual realization that there would have been, it could have been a disaster, right? It wasn't, and I'm glad it wasn't. But goddamn, like that was such an interesting experience. When I told my friends, I also told Hex this, I also told my mom this. My mom was like, there's something wrong with you, and I was like, you're absolutely right, mother. There is something wrong with me. But like, it was a really good movie and I had a lot of fun. And I was really glad that everything just worked out fine magically. Because I was still like, okay, the only reason I followed a couple, not some random person who was like alone, was because, oh, I at least know that the couple is probably like not gonna try and kill me, right? What are the chances of me meeting a murderous couple? Like -1%, okay? So I was like, I'm gonna ask this couple who like seem like quite like not that old. So like they would be fine with just like dropping me off outside of the basement. Because I didn't want to like walk out of the basement alone. That was the only reason I asked someone. I would have just walked out. I wouldn't have cared. But genuinely was really thankful that it worked out all well. Really, really safe. Because that couple was so nice to me and they left me like right in front of my apartment. And it was so coincidental that they ended up like going to like literally the same place. Like that building that they live in was literally right opposite mine, like diagonally opposite. And I was just like, what is my absolutely insane luck? And yes, it was insane. And I was exhilarated. And I was like, this is like such an adventure. But it was also really unsafe. And I do not recommend anyone else do it. I don't care how confident you might think you are. Don't do it. Don't be stupid like me. Because that was hilariously stupid indeed. But it was fun. I enjoyed the experience of knowing that next time I'm never gonna go alone to watch a movie at night. I'm gonna drag someone else with me, you know? I was going to ask somebody else to come with me, but no one else wanted to go and watch a film. And I would like, I had this routine. I would go and watch a movie every single month. Because it was just something that like felt right to do. Like, you know, at least treat myself out to like one proper like going out thing for like, at least once a month. Because like, hi fishy, because like it makes no sense to do all work and no play, you know. All work and no play make Jack a dull boy, and they make Mew dead. She literally dies inside. Actually, doing all work makes me want to call myself lazier, because then I feel like I'm bad for slacking off. I'm like, I'm supposed to be working. I can't do other things. I only can work. It's quite damaging. So, yeah. It's almost gonna be 2 hours. Just 20 minutes and it's gonna be 2 hours since I've been talking for the past like almost 2 hours. How are you guys listening to me? I don't understand. I can't like, okay, to be fair though, whenever I try to edit my own videos, I just think about how much like nonsense I talk about. And I'm like, why does she talk so much? What does she get out of this? You know? And I have to admit, I'm quite funny once in a while. Most of the time. If you get the references I make randomly. They're just thrown in there without any warning. But like, I'm quite funny when you think about it. Quite funny indeed. Also in other news, there's like, for the past like 3 or 4 days, there's been something weird with my water. Okay, so in my house, right, we have like 2 jugs of water that like thank you so much, I appreciate it. I like the fact that you guys like my nonsense. I just cannot believe it sometimes, you know. I have a hard time believing other people when they say nice things to me. I feel like bad about taking over conversations sometimes. I feel like other people might feel like, oh my god, why does she talk so much? But then I'm like, you know, other people might also appreciate the fact that I'm talking so much to fill the silence that may be left if no one's talking. But then I still like would prefer to have like other people also like, you know, contributing to the conversation. Not that that's necessary, it just feels like less like I'm taking over everyone else's voice. Yeah. That's actually what I mean. You know, like I'm quite extroverted. Like every single time I'm put in a social situation where I meet a lot of new people, I do really well because I like talking to people. But I fear that like if you talk too much, you're taking over the conversation. You're like giving people a bad impression that you don't want to listen to what they have to say. That's not to say I don't know how to listen to other people. I do enjoy listening as well. It sometimes feels like if I'm too quiet, I'm also gonna like lose any attention that anyone puts on me. Does that make any sense at all? Because like I guess a lot of it has to do with my own insecurities as like a person, and in terms of having other relationships in life, like just you know, relationships that you have with people, not even romantic. I'm just talking about generally. But yeah, I don't mind being the person who talks the most, but like also feels like I'm maybe depriving other people of chances to talk, you know, like those videos that you see, like the TikToks and stuff where they're like that the one friend who keeps fucking interrupting you, or like no one listens to your voice when you're the quiet one. I'm like, although like I've often felt that way, but I also often feel the opposite, that I might be the person who might be doing that to someone else, which, you know, I obviously don't want to do that. Your voice is, I want to hear everyone's opinion. I'm bad like that. I'm so edgy like that. But yeah, I don't remember what I was talking about before Fishy said that she loves my nonsense, and that as the generic quiet friend, she appreciates me talking. I forgot what I was talking about. I want more soda. I want more thumbs up. I have more thumbs up in the fridge, and I can go up and get it. Your bestie is very talkative and you love her. Sometimes you get exhausted though, so you tell her whenever you're tired, like, bestie, hold on, you can talk and I'll help you up. Give me like 5 minutes to reset. That's so nice of you. Oh my god. Honestly, me and Ski are like the type of people who keep on talking about the stupidest shit sometimes. Like, there was this one time, I think we talked about for 2 hours about nothing. And I have no idea what the conversation was about because I, one, have like a very bad memory, and two, like low-key, I only remember things when somebody specifically references them. So like if she's like, oh my god, do you remember this person, I'll be like, yeah. But like I'm not like somebody who remembers conversations just because like when nothing comes up about that certain conversation. So like it's not that I have a super bad memory, it's just that I have the tendency to not remember stuff if it's not like something that's prompted to be remembered. Like I remember stuff in reference to it, like, oh, you'll be like, oh, I'm talking about this like XYZ person who like did this, and I'm like, yeah, I know what you're talking about, but mostly I forget shit. But me and Ski, we talk like all the time. We're both people who are like talkative. I think I'm more talkative out of the two of us. Apparently I'm more extroverted as well. But she also like, she's very like authoritative, like she commands attention, you know? So I appreciate that about her. I think that's so cool. I don't know if I'm like that or not. I often feel I'm not, like, but like I often feel like I am. It's weird. You know, like you're indecisive about this, I'm indecisive about this, but that is also partly because I have like self-esteem issues. I don't think saying that I have self-esteem issues every like 3 seconds is gonna help me get over my self-esteem issues, but hey, the more you acknowledge the fact that you have a problem somewhere, the more you're prompted to fix it, hopefully, or alleviate it. Yeah. I've been reading a lot of Wang Jian fanfic again. And that's like that's like one intermittent problem after I discovered like Modao Zushi. I just read Wang Jian fanfic every once in a while. I'm like, I really need to read Wang Jian fanfic, and I go and read it for like the next 4 days non-stop. I forget about anything else in my life, like in terms of books, and just read a lot of Wang Jian fanfic. And this time my poison was completed fanfics. I'm on AO3, and I'm like, I filtered everything, and the only thing that show up are completed ones. And goddamn, it is so nice to read completed fanfics. It's not even a joke, like it just genuinely is so freeing to know that you don't have to wait for more chapters. There's this fanfic that I was reading, not a completed one. This one is just general. I love the fanfic. I really love the person who's writing the fanfic. I love the way that it's written as well. It's called A Life Without Regrets, and it's a Wang Chen fanfic. It's so good. Every single chapter is super long, so it takes a while to get updated, but whenever there's a freaking update, I literally feel like I've been fed adrenaline, I've been fed dopamine, like somebody injected it in me, like serotonin on an all-time high. Like my whole day is better instantly. It's just a really good fanfic, especially since like the way that it's written is really like well written. Like I think I really appreciate books that have writing that evokes feelings. It doesn't have to be fancy, it just has to be good. So yeah, using words appropriately is something that's really important in good writing, right? So like I appreciate the fact that the author of the fanfic uses words appropriately. Like she really does a good job of that. I even follow her on Twitter. I really enjoy reading her fanfics. I think they're written so well, and they're like sort of timeless. Like you could read them over and over again, you'd still enjoy them. There's not a lot, like I don't think I think of that for a lot of books. Like even for TV shows, I tend to like watch them and then like it's done, it's gone, like out of my sight, out of my mind. Like it's finished and it's gone. And there's only a few shows or movies that I do rewatch to feel like some sort of comfort. One of them is Luo Xiaohe. When I first watched it, I loved it, and then after that, I've been rewatching it every once in a while whenever I feel like particularly, not depressed, but just like despondent. I know I'm using a lot of big words today. Wow. But yeah, I like that one. I think it's like very chill, very slice of life. It's like gives you good vibes all the time. Another one of those shows is Hospital Playlist. God, I love that show so much. It's like legit comfort show. I will literally rewatch it every single time I feel anything. Like if I have nothing to watch, I'm rewatching Hospital Playlist. One of the movies that I will rewatch over and over again is Spirited Away. The other one is House Moving Castle. One of them is also Om Shanti Om, and then there's Jodha Akbar. And for like just general English movies, I don't think there's a lot that I would rewatch over and over again. Frankly, I don't really not super enthusiastic about watching stuff. Like I do watch a lot of stuff, just that I'm not super enthusiastic. Like if I'm in the mood to watch stuff, I will. And so then I'll watch a lot of stuff at the same time. But usually I'm not really in the mood to watch, I'm just in the mood to read. I read a lot of books at the same time. God, it's like a disease at this point. Like sometimes it causes me like actual like life problems. In 7th grade, I refused to study for my exams if I hadn't finished reading Harry Potter, the whole series. And I was in the first book and there were 2 weeks before exams started. I hadn't started studying because I was like, I'm gonna finish reading the whole series and then I'm gonna study, because I can't study if I don't finish the whole series. Yes, I know that sounds wild, because it is, because I did that. I was fine. I did end up finishing the series. I did end up studying, but like, you get what I mean, right? Like I'm kind of crazy, like fucked in the head sort of crazy. But yeah, like I do that quite often, where like I genuinely give myself problems while I am doing stuff like this. But yeah, like, but I also think it's because I have like a very high dependency on books to keep my sanity, as much as I'm kind of insane. Mostly I'm insane, but like whatever is left of my pitiful little amount of sanity, I need books to keep it. Like I will not be able to survive without reading. Like even one day is very hard to go on without reading something. Like I'm talking about something I enjoy, but like if I'm desperate enough, I will read anything. Back of a box, yes. Any dictionary, yes. Like I enjoy reading dictionaries because of it. There was a point of time in my life where I wasn't really getting a lot of new books, so I would just read dictionaries and I feel like so joyous in knowing new things. My throat feels kind of hoarse. I guess this is what happens when you talk for almost 2 hours straight. I don't know how I talked for 6 hours straight that night. I think I was like actually having like, I think my throat was actually hoarse after that, and I didn't even realize because I was just so engaged in the conversation. But yeah, like I have like an actual issue with that though. Like I've told my mom many times, like if you try to take books away from me, like not even 3 days, I will fucking cave. Like I will start crying, dying. Like you won't even see. Like I will have like a whole ass breakdown in like a few hours. But I'm being super serious about that. If somebody took away books from me, I would lose my mind. Like actually clinically insane type of lose my mind. Like I would have a whole psychotic breakdown and whatnot. It's kind of scary when you think about it. You're like, is she okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not. I am absolutely not okay. But don't be alarmed. Like it's the kind of not okay that's fine to be not okay with. It's not really causing anyone problems, not even me. Like it's not even causing me distress. It's just that I like books, so I am heavily dependent on them, and that's completely fine. It's better than being addicted to like alcohol or drugs, you know? Is this stuff I can say on YouTube? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I can. I've heard people talk about wars. Plus, this is not even in a context where you're like encouraging other people to use drugs or alcohol, so it should be fine. Yeah, don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs, I mean that. It's never just once. You're always gonna take that second hit. The way I said that. I don't have real life experience. I just do know that drugs aren't good for you, for sure. Once you get addicted, it's quite hard to leave them. I am slowly developing a headache. It's definitely because of the fact that I haven't slept, but I have no plans to sleep. So even if I do get a headache, I'm just gonna take a painkiller and like proceed to live my life. But yeah, I don't think I can talk anymore. My throat feels like it's starting to hurt. That kind of sucks. You know, so my mic has a pop filter, right? Like my mic stays in front of my mouth. This is like actually kind of important. No, it's more like funny than important. The pop filter kind of like pops out. Like it doesn't like stay on the mic actually. Like it sort of like stays at the side of the mic, which isn't good obviously, but we do what we can. We make do with what we have. The mic is good. The pop filter is just placed in the wrong way, and I don't know how to fix it because I'm kind of unaware of what the frick is going on. But like my point still stands. Okay, the pop filter's there. I'm drinking water. Like I finished my glass of water, and I have another like huge ass bottle of water that I'm drinking water with every once in a while. Whenever I feel like my throat is getting too dry, like I'm drinking water. That's not what I'm getting on. Okay, so like I was saying, my pop filter's there, and like I keep wanting to bite my mic and my pop filter. I have no idea why. It just feels like it would be satisfying to bite on. Like, I don't know, like, whenever I get kind of frustrated, I just want to be like, I want to just bite that pop filter. Like, like, can you guys even hear that? But yeah, my hot take today is I want to bite my pop filter. Not like eat it or anything, just bite it. It feels like it would be good to bite. It's like, yeah, I just want to just like grind my teeth on it, make myself feel better. Because like sometimes, you know, when you like so every single time I play Valorant, okay, which is like quite often these days, like I play it like almost every single day, usually. Not really, like one match is like 40 minutes if you're like really slow. But whenever I get frustrated in that stupid game, I look at my mic because it's right in front of my mouth. That pop filter that's kind of like sort of pushed, you know, like placed in the wrong way. I feel like biting it. Yeah, I said what I said. I feel like biting it. I just want to go like... Yeah, I'm like not biting it, obviously. Listen, I would honestly cringe because it probably has days worth of dust all over it. I would die. I have I have an actually bad dust allergy, like not to the point of asphyxiation or anything, just like I will get like a mean sneeze that I will be sneezing for the rest of the day. And if it's really bad because of the sneeze, I can develop a cold and a fever. So I'm not crazy enough to actually bite it. It just feels satisfying to think about it. Like, I want to bite it just because it feels like it would be satisfying, but I know in my heart that it will not be. My brain, although, really likes to think that it would be a good idea to bite it. Which, you know, just feels like a bad idea in the first place. You're just like, yeah, that's not good. You know, like a lot of, like, I follow like a lot of Instagram accounts. Whichever one I like to look at, I will follow them. Like they posted one thing that made me interested, I follow them. I'm not like picky. That's what I'm saying. Although I'm kind of picky. Like I only follow the people I like to watch, and whenever I decide okay they're not interesting anymore, I just unfollow them. But my point being here, why did I talk about Instagram accounts, right? I forgot. I was literally gonna say it right now and I forgot. What in the hell? How is this possible? You know, this actually sucks, right? Like, I was making an important point even. I was like, this is something important. Not really that important, but just like... Oh my god. My throat is so dry. The water is not helping. I think at this point I should realize and stop talking, because I'm not helping my situation. I'm drinking water though, so don't worry about that. Part of it might be because the aircon is on, like that makes the air drier. But I don't have a diffuser, I don't plan to get one anyways. It's just gonna be a lot of water, drinking a lot of water. I forgot what I was gonna say about Instagram. Oh my god, it was like actually really funny. Boya. If anyone is confused why I seem to switch into Korean randomly, it's because I've been trying to learn for the past like year and a half, and I know like some stuff. Okay. Lunch. How fun. I already have lunch prepared. It's last night's dinner that I ate half of. So the other half is going to be my lunch. And if you ask what's breakfast meal, I ordered pizza after I'd had dinner. And I ate half of that pizza, and then so I had the rest of that pizza for my breakfast. It was amazing. I had so much fun eating it. I mean, okay, Guvo is a freaking magician, okay? Like, she's so dedicated and hardworking and sincere. Like, she's all the stuff that I really want to be more of, but I don't have the energy to be more of. But, like, god damn, I seriously cannot wrangle with Notion. I don't think Notion or any of those, like, journaling, like I don't know, calendar, I don't know what they're called, like those websites, I just don't understand how to use them, and I don't want to, because it seems like a lot of effort that for something that I'm never gonna actually end up using. And also, oh my god, yes, thank you. Someone else, because when I told Hex, she was just like, why are you doing this to yourself? And I was like, I like the language. She's like, I don't. And I was like, I agree. Like, okay, you're entitled to your opinion. I agree. Like, you know, I get it. Maybe some people don't like Korean, and that's completely fine. That's actually completely fine. I'm saying it in a way as if like it's bothered, that it bothers me, but it really doesn't. I accepted it too. I just think she's fucking brilliant. Like, I've never seen somebody who's actually has like those, like, one of those like CVs and one of those like resumes that is just so covered in like achievements that like you can never top that. How does Goo do it? It's true though. Like, I feel like her going to she went to a pretty good university then. She's so cool. She's really inspiring too. Like if I really wanted to look at someone as my idol, she would be one of those people. I would like be like, she's my idol, like she's so cool, I want to be her. I forgot what I was gonna say about Instagram. That's still bothering me. Fantastic about lunch though. I'm so proud of you for eating. Don't be like me and miss lunch twice in a row. Because I did that for the last 2 days. Okay, I was asleep at lunch and then I forgot to order food. Just didn't end up eating anything really. And you know, I should be better about it. I really should, but like, I'm not better about it. I'm terrible about it. So it is what it is. I have a very hard time actually convincing myself to eat food. It stems from a lot of food related issues in my life, okay? But like, sometimes I just feel like I'm not worthy of eating. Like it's like a sin to eat. Yeah, it's not like a food, like an eating disorder or anything. It just has relations to past trauma in relation to food. But I'm way better about it right now than I was before. Like a year ago, I would have totally just skipped like 4 meals in a row. But at least I didn't skip 4 meals in a row. Actually, the only reason I didn't eat lunch was because I was asleep. I would have eaten something if I was awake. Like yesterday, I was just asleep the whole day, so I didn't eat anything for breakfast or lunch. I only ended up eating dinner, which I also didn't have much of because I didn't really have an appetite. I was just really tired and wanted to go back to sleep and end up sleeping at all anyways. Again at night, I didn't sleep at night at all. I was like, I'm not gonna sleep in the day, but like I'm low-key contemplating it. I'm being like, what would happen if I slept for like 1.5 hours, you know? It would be a disaster. That's what it would be. I would not be able to wake up. I would straight up just pass out. So I'm not gonna go to sleep. I'll try my best not to go to sleep. That's what I mean. If I do go to sleep, I'll probably still wake up just before stream and stream. I don't know, my body does like to remind me that you have to be on time for shit, and I'm really good at that. I'm deathly scared of being late, and being on time is late, so being early is better. I'm also really impatient, so I like being early so that I can be there faster and then finish whatever the freaking is faster. But I don't feel that way about streaming. I like it. I think it's really enjoyable, it's really fun, so like I don't mind if it goes on long for a long time, but you know, it's just sort of burdensome sometimes. But yeah, I actually can understand a fair bit of Korean. I just don't know how to speak it that well yet. I can understand a fair bit, and I say a fair bit because there are some like practice videos where you don't have any like subtitles or stuff. No English at all, just Korean. I understand most of it, like 70%. That's like a good percentage in my books. At some point in my life, I would just want to live in Korea for like a year. No reason, it just feels like it would be a fun time. Although I have heard that they have a lot of like forms to fill. I've never liked forms. I'm like notorious about forms. Like I literally just my mom is like, I've never seen somebody who's as bad as going to a bank as you are. I just avoid it all the time. I was supposed to go to the bank a week ago. It's been a week later. I still haven't gone to the bank. And you would be like, why, Amu? What's wrong with the bank? I just don't like to go to the bank. I just think it's, why do I need to go to the bank when I can just do it online? I can't do it online. That's why I have to go to the bank. I just don't want to go to the bank. Why do people have to go to the bank? Why do you need to like care about stuff like this? I just don't want to. Please, someone else do it for me. I still have to go to the bank though. I'll end up like at some point just end up mustering up the energy to go. I also think part of me not wanting to go is because it's so fucking hot. Like it's so warm right now. It literally gets up to like 40 degrees Celsius. It's not even actually summer yet. But god damn it. Apparently it's not going to have, we're not going to have any monsoon this year, and that's not good. That means it's going to be hotter than usual. I really hate heat. I don't know if I've expressed this. I like hot food. I don't like hot weather. Hot weather makes me very lethargic, really like sick. Plus, I feel the urge to not leave my room ever. Like, close the curtains, turn off the lights, turn on the aircon, just stay inside like a goddamn hobo. Not a hobo, a hermit. That was the wrong word. I really should stop talking at some point. But yeah. This is a good impromptu stream. It was fun. Oh my god. This is so much fun. Maybe I should do more impromptu streams. Like if I wake up early in the morning, I might just do multiple streams in one day. Because why not? No one's stopping me. Although that might be like overworking myself slightly. But hey, it doesn't matter. All for the sake of fun. Sometimes it sounds really unreliable because I do a lot of things just based on, is it fun or not? But I think like a lot of my motivation in life is just to experience as much as I can. And that also means like enjoying my life instead of like thinking about whether, like, it's not to say that I don't think about the future. It's not that I don't plan for the future. It's not that I don't work for the future. I just also think the present is important. So if I want to do something right now, I don't see why I shouldn't do it. Unless it's something I can't do right now. Like, think I can't go to the movies right now because I'm alone at home. It would be kind of irresponsible. Plus, it's really hot outside and I would literally get sick as so fast. It would be like in the snap of a finger. I would be sick, but yeah. It just makes less sense to me. I guess I kind of am irresponsible sometimes. But about myself, I'm really super responsible about other people's things. Myself, though, I don't consider myself as important. You see, that's the issue. Lots of people find issue with that for me. Like, they're just like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, there's so many things that's wrong with me. And they're like, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. I just have to accept because they make sense. You know? They just do make sense. My throat is feeling like so dry again. I still have been drinking water constantly. I think it's officially time I stop talking. And we're gonna continue this conversation in the stream that happens today after. Probably not, because I'm gonna forget about what we were talking about literally so fast. But I still had a lot of fun. It's a good idea to do more of these once in a while, you know? They're fun. They're so chill that I don't mind it. Like if I just randomly want to play a new game or like just feel like, oh, I kind of want to just stream, feels like a good idea to just do whatever I want. Especially since I can do whatever I want. If I couldn't, then I would think twice about it. But if I can, why not? That's why, like, I'm just saying, like, there's no reason to deny yourself the pleasures in life if you can have those pleasures, right? Like, if it's there right in front of your eyes and there's nothing you have to do extra for it, why not? And if you have to do extra, you just decide whether it's worth it or not. If it is, then you should go and do it. If it's not, then like don't do it. But you know, don't deny yourself the pleasure of being alive. That's the whole point of living. That big sigh was because actually my throat is kind of hurty. And so I must bid farewell, bid adieu. I apologize for leaving. I don't know, it feels wrong to leave suddenly. You know, it feels like I just had sex with you guys and then like upped and left. It's irresponsible if you do that. Don't do that. I have literally no experience in this, but hey, the books say it is kind of irresponsible, you know, like those kind of people, kind of scumbags, you know. Like I can understand that if you have emotions to deal with, but like what are you doing? Why are you just leaving randomly? You know, you should take responsibility, unless it's like obviously a negotiated one night stand, but still like at least give them like care and comfort afterwards. Like sex is not easy. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. I'm like taking so many fucking tangents right now. My brain is going in so many directions, but okay, I'm done. I swear, I'm done. Okay, but seriously, I really appreciate all the support and love I get, and I'm so thankful because I feel super blessed whenever I do this, and so, like, people actually come and watch me. I'm just like, huh, what are you doing here? But I'm really happy that you do, and I'm really glad that you enjoy spending time with me, because I really enjoy spending time with you guys, and and thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoyed yourself, because I surely did. So so bye bye. Mwah.